how could the purity of sodium chloride be checked? Now, if you want to check the purity of anything in the world, all you gotta do is check its melting point or its boiling point. However, the preference is if it's a solid at room temperature, such as sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is a solid at room temperature. So what's easier? Is it easier to check the melting point, which is solid to liquid, or is it easier to check the boiling point, which is liquid to gas? Now, it is easier to check the melting point of sodium chloride and not the boiling point. Why? Because the melting point is closer. It's going to happen quicker, right? The melting point of sodium chloride is something around 800. Let me check real quick on Google. Melting point of sodium chloride. So sodium chloride is about, I think it's like 700 to 800, something like that. 801. Okay, so the melting point of sodium chloride is 801 degrees C. All right. However, let's check the boiling point, for example, of sodium chloride, and it must be like way higher. Okay, so Google says that the boiling point, oh, I cannot find it, never mind. But I mean, regardless of what the boiling point is, it must be way higher than 801, right? It's gotta be like in maybe 2000. Okay, so I just found that it is 2600, sorry, 1000. That was in Fahrenheit. So in degrees C, it is 1465 degrees C. Is it easier to check 800 degrees C or to check 1465? It's way easier to check the 800. That's why I suggest that if it is a solid at room temperature, please just go ahead and check the boiling point. If it's liquid, it honestly doesn't matter, but just go ahead and check the boiling point. Okay, so for example, how to check the identity of pure ethanol. Now, ethanol is a liquid at room temperature. So perhaps the boiling point is a reasonable choice. So I would just go ahead and check the boiling point of ethanol. Now, there's another question here that says, how could you check that this liquid is pure? Any liquid, right? I mean, I did not put the rest of the question because it really does not matter. It can be any liquid. It could be water. It could be ethanol. It could be ethanoic acid. It could be ammonia, glycerol, propylene glycol. It does not matter, you know? So any liquid can be checked by checking the boiling point, and honestly, if it's a liquid, a melting point is also fine, which means you're gonna freeze it and see what's the freezing point, which is exactly the same as the boiling point. So, purity chapter, so easy. How to check the purity of anything in the world. You have the melting and the boiling point. If it's a solid, I suggest the melting point because it's easier to reach. If it's a liquid, then go ahead and do either. Either is fine. Just go ahead and do boiling, but either are accepted.